April 28th, 2025. Dr. Rolf wakes up in his hotel room in Washington, D.C. Today is finally the day. After pleading with the country's leaders through the night, he could not get them to see reason, to change their inherently greedy ways that tear through people like him, trying to improve the world, prioritizing profit over progress. Well, the machine will be done today. One last once-over with Skip, and they would be ready to dominate their minds and actually bring about change. Something that none of his predecessors have ever been able to do. They lacked vision. They only wanted for themselves. He is different. He will succeed. And today is the day of that final victory.
So he's been about change this entire time.
Change.
Yeah, this guy ain't about preservation or none of that shit.
He's been about desk sandwiches the whole time.
Nope.
Change. It's been about slurping the whole time.
Slurping that hot cocoa.
It's been about water bear.
Oh my god.
No, guys.
It's just just power
One
in the
last
dark.
time with me, with feeling.
Wow, 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 wow.
Take a seat to the rank constraint. It's a convoluted job, but the pay is great. I'm here cause I'm trying to rebound. Crib stop a Boy Scout in tights cause I like the sound. Break beats, break bones, shoot up X, rub holes, make a hit, no way, cups my trances. Make a death ready, give the heroes cancer.
Welcome back to the Jesters Lair. My name is Casey Reardon. I am your Sinister Storyteller, and joining me today, we have Rachel Kordell.
So the last 5 intros, I did kind of messed up a little bit. The first letter of each intro spells ghost. Thinking on multiple dimensions. I play Spectra. Wow!
That's crazy.
I messed up on
Wild!
H. Oh well.
We have Sky Swanson.
Hey there, kiddos, it's me, Stan Lennyopolis. And this week's catchphrase is old school rules. Yeah.
Old school rules. Is that spelled with a Z?
Mm-hmm.
Sky, do you know what's gonna come out of your mouth when you say that?
No. Not this week. I blame Geico and Tesla for that.
We have Seth Coveyou.
Thank you, Casey. Welcome back to the Jesters Lair. I am Seth Coveyou, the Sinister Storyteller.
Okay.
And joining me this week, as always, we have our special guest, Mika McIntosh.
Hey, welcome to the Jesters Lair.
Hang on.
This
I
is
can't allow
my
this. You can't
rebranding
acknowledge that he's the storyteller.
of the Eliminate.
We're taking over the show, baby.
No, wait, no.
We're taking over.
It's so easy. I'm in the closet.
That thing's deadbolted.
We have special guest Mika McIntosh.
Hey, no, this is Lucas Lemon. I guess we're just gonna I mean the channel is gonna be blank for a while. Don't worry about it. It's nothing big, just doing some rebranding. maybe go on a killing spree and kill my family. But, just once once I have some things taken care of, we'll be back and better than ever. And I'll finally have that sense of peace.
Yeah.
Shit.
Let's go, Lukas.
Also, we didn't introduce Andrew Frost here, so Seth, you kind of jumped the line, jump into the special guest.
Well, you know what? Andrew fucking cut you off when you were introducing
That's
me,
true,
so
too.
I think that
is true.
Flemmy bastard can go fuck himself.
Whoa!
Guys, this is really real. They hate each other, IRL.
That's really fair.
Here's a tissue for your issue. When you're dead, we're not gonna miss you. It's Loog.
That's awesome.
Last time on Hench, our group of henchmen had to figure out a way to deal with the deceased body of Skip that they killed, and they decided to just huck him out the dome window. He slowly started sliding down of it. It might be a little bit of work to clean off the blood that is now on the window outside, but we'll deal with that later. Loog was dealing with a little bit of an existential crisis, having killed one of his fellow henchmen and one that he actually liked. But you did manage to get Skip's key card and entered into Dr. Rath's inner sanctum. There, our party leveled up. They managed to scavenge some of the tech that was in Dr. Rath's private sanctum, grabbing something that gave them either new powers or helped them upgrade and augment their current powers. The new Dr. Rath, Henchman 49, also showed that he has a way of draining Dr. Rath's powers, and it is this large piece of machinery strapped over his chest that will absorb in that energy and deposit it in a nice canister for him, so he'll be able to take those powers. After that, the party was trying to figure out where the best place to have this interaction was, and I believe we've landed on the cafeteria using CTD as a way to lure Dr. Rath into the area before setting off the explosives that Stan created out of all of the random trays that were in there. Sorry, not Stan. I think it was Grungor who created those.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Important distinction.
So we have maybe about 30 minutes or so before Dr. Rath gets here. You start setting up your final pieces of subterfuge here. You have already secured a lot of the henchmen, including the Powards and the B-17s, to kind of assist you in keeping everybody else away from this area while this conflict happens. Is there anything specific we want to do here before Dr. Rath gets back?
I don't know, because we have everything set up. Is there a specific game plan we want, guys?
What I need to know is I got a question about staging right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we in the room with new Dr. Rath?
Yes, at the moment.
Yes. Okay, then. And what is, maybe you already gave it to me, maybe I'm stupid, but could you give us the layout of that room?
So right now, the room that you're in isn't super large. This is Dr. Rath's inner sanctum. It has a lot of work tables with a lot of the tech that he's been working on. We kind of went over that last episode where we were getting our upgrades and everything. And there are also rows of different cloning tanks as well, where all of the other clones were. One of them is currently empty. That's where 49 came out of.
Oh, I was thinking of we're already in the cafeteria setting it up. That's
you could go there too. That's totally fine as well.
Because that's where we want to do it, right?
Yeah.
Because we wanted to lure him to the kitchen where all the explosives are in case we wanted to use that.
And where there's cake.
Right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could just turn into Grungor right now and just reset up explosives in this room. If we want to just keep it all contained to one area, rather than potentially having to split ourselves apart.
What do you mean by split us up? What is being in this room? How does it benefit us?
I guess, yeah, we could just be... Do both the Raths need to be in the same room, or can they just be...
Yes, they need to be in the same room. This Dr. Rath can move. He doesn't have to stay here.
Yeah, he's mobile.
Oh, okay, then.
He's mobile. Yeah, it's strapped around him, the machine.
Yeah.
We can have the final showdown in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about last time. Because New Rath is mobile, his operation is mobile, so we figured we could just literally bring him to the... I mean, that is true. If we're taking time to set up, we can kind of do it wherever. But it's already done.
Yeah, no, then let's Let's confront him in the kitchen. How are we getting old Dr. Rat to the kitchen? We're just telling him that there's a cake.
We were going to use CTD to lure him. Yeah, well, with cake. We were going to lure him to the kitchen for whatever reason.
Okay.
But we could do it anywhere. The idea of the cafeteria, I think, was that it was like central. We can set up a better perimeter too. At least that's what it was in my mind. Versus this is kind of like, it's kind of tucked away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is very tucked away.
Yeah, we're in the inner sanctum right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Would it not be better to keep it a little bit more tucked away, seeing how we don't want the whole base to see a literal civil war breaking out?
Well, you have the Union members and the B-17s keeping everybody away from wherever you end up.
Okay.
But if you are talking about having it in here, 49 New Wrath is going to say, I would prefer if we're going to set up any explosives not to have it around them, gesturing to the rest of the clones.
Yeah, New Wrath wants the clones.
New Wrath wants the clones.
Yeah.
Honestly, the less damage we can do to the vessel, the better. I'm basically taking over all of this stuff afterwards, and I'd rather not have to rebuild anything.
I guess I'm just worried about him being suspicious. But if the crew thinks that the kitchen's a good place to do it, then let's go to the kitchen.
He's also hopped up on hot cocoa, so it's not like he's, I don't know, will he be like less suspicious because of that, or?
He does love his cocoa. It lulls
That
him
I'm
to
not
sleep.
sure. But if he does manage to make it to the laser dome and sees that Skip isn't there, that could get him suspicious.
And that is on the way here.
It is kind of off to the side, but that's probably his first stop.
I'll start talking in character now. I think it's better if we go to the cafeteria just because because everything's all set up there, you know?
I, too, will talk in character now. Okay. Was that in character you didn't declare it ahead of time, Andrew?
No, that was just me. That's me having a stroke.
Okay, yeah, just making sure. Okay.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, now speaking in character.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Oh, new character voice
Luke.
reveal.
What happened to your voice, Luke?
Okay, so kitchen, we'll lure him there. We have the explosives. All right, we'll kill him.
Cool.
Okay, just so that I'm clear on what the plan is, you're getting CTD to lure him into the kitchens.
Mhm.
Where are you all going to be stationed as this is happening? Do you want to be in there, in the cafeteria? Where
We'll
are
hide
you
in
going
the
to be?
kitchen like it's a surprise party, and then we'll jump out and get him.
Well, we might not want to be in the kitchen when explosives go off. There was a lot
Well, we're not
going to
set him off. We're not going to set him
Don't
off.
worry,
until-
I've seen Indiana Jones. I will hide in the fridge.
Wait, we're not going to set the explosives off?
Well, not immediately, because he won't go into the kitchen right away. He's going to be in the cafeteria. So what we talked about last time was potentially, like, again,
Sorry.
CTD. No, it's okay. CTD was luring him to the cafeteria to get him there. That's where we're going to start the altercation. And then if we need to, like, if we feel like we need to do more severe damage to him, we would have him push him back into the kitchen and set off the explosives.
Okay.
That was what
all right.
that was what we were talking about last time. So we don't have to use the explosives. It's just if it comes down to it, we have that there already prepped.
All right, then that sounds good to old, I guess, Stan. Yeah.
Is there any other prep that we want? Like Casey was just saying, like, how are we set up in the location, right? Like, I was thinking we could just hide in the kitchen and then get them, but like, I don't know, should we hide behind a table that's flipped over? Like, I don't know.
Maybe some sort of hiding. That could be good. I'm sorry, someone said New Wrath a couple times, and now I can't get those songs out of my head. I wonder who did it better, Tom Lear or Bo Burnham.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. What if we set up a big swinging hammer to get him? That's classic.
That's always classic. That works
That's
on every
classic.
hero. I don't see why it wouldn't work on Wrath.
I think it should be
Exactly.
a swinging log because of the surface area.
No, an
That's
IP
also-
already did that, and I'm worried about getting sued by a mouse.
Oh, that's true. No, that wouldn't be good for New
Yeah,
Wrath
no,
at all.
that would be really bad. We have a lot of money. We don't have that kind of money. And they're the real villains.
That's fair. So would you say that we're set up then?
I think so.
All right. In that case, let's jump to it. You all go to the cafeteria, have yourselves fully set up at this point, hiding either behind tables or in the kitchen area, and you wait. CTD has been instructed by you all to lure Dr. Wrath into the kitchen area and the cafeteria as a celebratory cake has been prepared. And after waiting around for a while, why don't you all go ahead and roll me a coordination stealth roll?
Oh my god.
I'm going to use my new power of liquid form and just kind of squeeze myself into the sink pipes.
Ooh, that's a power, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Okay, you can do that.
I'm going to use my new power of nullification to prevent you from doing that.
Oh, all right, sure.
Hey.
I like that.
Wow.
We stay together, Loog.
Okay, I'm just gonna pop out of him, but okay, it's fine.
Sorry, what was the roll?
It's a coordination stealth.
Okay. I got a 9.
9, amazing.
I got, and this is not a joke, a 15.
15!
I rolled an
Hey, we're
11.
Stingo, guys.
Wait, how did you roll an 11? It's
I-
1d6.
It's one. Oh, there, that's right. Never mind.
I'm like, that's impossible.
I thought it was a 2d6. All right, my
No,
bad.
1d6. 8, okay. 8%.
That's good.
Still very good.
Still good.
11.
11 for Lukas, great.
11 for Pulsar. That's 11-11. Make a wish. I know what I'm wishing for.
Stan
And
blushes.
then we all silently made a wish together.
Aw,
No.
Absolutely.
What a beautiful moment we had.
I know what I'm wishing for.
You are all in your hidden positions, and after a little bit, you can hear the sound of footsteps approaching and the sound of a conversation happening. I don't think we have time for this, CTD. I wanted to go check on the machine. Skip has a few things that he needs to go over. Yeah, it's totally fine. Everything's fine. We're just gonna get some cake first. You know, you need to relax. You've been working so hard on this radio wave amplifier thing. We all thought it would be good to like have this as get him, everybody, go! You all have the jump on him, so everybody is gonna be able to go ahead and make their rolls first, and then we'll go ahead and roll initiative after we do the surprise round here.
Woo!
Actually, we might as well roll initiative just so that I have your guys' order as well, so we can react
Sure.
in your turn order. So everybody roll a coordination test, please. Thank you.
Bro.
Okay.
Max on that die.
There we go.
Aha.
Okay.
11.
Minimum
11 for Spectra.
Ouch.
9 for Stan.
9 for Stan.
10 for
good.
Loog.
10 for Luke.
9 for Lukas.
9 for Lukas.
It's the lowest I could have gotten.
And
Oh.
Pulsar.
That's rough, bud.
That's rough.
12.
12 for Pulsar.
He is risen.
Oh my god.
All right, Pulsar, you're going to go first here.
I always come first. Anyway, I started blasting.
Sorry, Darcy.
Are you doing an electrical control blast?
I'd love to do an energy control blast right at his
Yeah.
big ass forehead.
And he makes a coordination test to dodge, correct?
Yeah.
Great.
really got me.
Okay.
That is going to be a 9 coordination from him.
So that's 10.
10. All right, that is a success by 1. So with a success by 1, that is a moderate success. The effort succeeds, and I believe you do half damage.
Okay. And that's my strength.
No, for elemental control like that, it is the rank of the power.
Ooh. Okay. And we're rounding up.
Yep.
4.
4 points of damage. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You blast him out. How does this look?
I'm sorry, Doctor, but things have changed in your absence.
You shoot out this electric bolt, and it zaps into him. Make me an awareness test.
Ooh. 7.
7. Okay. You see him get struck by this electricity, and he starts shaking a little bit. There's a massive burn scar through his uniform, right where that W sits.
Does he say anything back?
Yeah, I think he does. He says, "Oh, Pulsar, ugh. What is the meaning of this? Can't you see we are at the brink of success here? What are you all doing?
Succeeding. We're in the midst of succession.
Oh,
very cool.
Play the theme. You can't sue us.
CTD is going to rush over to the rest of you, and he is going to basically be running interference for you. So at the moment, I think he's going to probably rush over to Pulsar. And if a blast comes towards Pulsar, he'll jump in the way again with his healing factor and the fact that he doesn't feel pain. This is what you had asked him to do previously. Spectra, you are up next.
I would like to try and use telekinesis to hold him down.
Yeah.
Like to restrict his movement.
Ooh, okay, that's strength-based.
Yeah, my power level for that is 5, which is 1 step higher than the weight of a person.
Well, he still gets to roll against it.
Sure, yeah.
Cool. In that case, he will roll strength.
Yes.
That's going to be a 3.
I have rolled a 9.
A 9. All right, that is a massive, major success, I think. Massive success. You grab him with your telekinesis and kind of hold him in place. You can see his arms shoot out and he just calls out, Spectra? What is the meaning? I am the one who gave you the ability to make these things. Why are you doing this to me?
You also took it away. And I can't have that.
Go ahead and roll an awareness test for me.
These are really, that sucks. Well, it's a 7.
All right, within a 7, you can see his muscles straining against your telekinesis, but he is not a strong villain. He is mostly a mental-based person, so you are easily able to hold him down here. That is going to bring us to Loog.
Luke is going to shoot out of the sink and just kind of splash on top of Dr. Wrath.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my aura to start getting him a little icky-sicky.
I believe you have to touch him, correct?
Yes.
All right, so it's prowess v prowess.
We call this move the Green Gobbler, baby. Let's go.
That'll be an 11.
That's going to be a 10. All right, you beat him by 1, so that's a moderate success.
Yeah, so that's just for the touch, so they suffer the aura damage.
It's going to be half because, again, it was a moderate success, so the effect barely succeeds.
Gotcha. Now, it's if you touch and then if you strike an opponent, they suffer the damage as a secondary effect of my normal strength damage.
Correct. So strength damage halved, which strength would just be what is your strength? I don't know.
My strength is 5.
All right, so that would get reduced to half down to 3. And then aura damage, I believe, is 5 for you?
Yep.
Or is that? Yeah, okay. Great. He's not looking good. Go ahead and make me an awareness test, Luke.
I don't know where I am right now.
What'd you roll?
That's a 5.
A 5, okay.
Oh, no.
5 isn't terrible. With a 5, again, you like fully wrap around him in your liquid form here, in like penetrating him with your aura damage as well as just kind of slapping him with your like watery liquid self, dealing a little bit of damage. Like he feels that pain. You can see him kind of turning this sickly greenish color as you envelop him. And he says, Loog, I rescued you from those people who turned you into this and gave you a purpose. Why?
I filled a resume. You didn't save me from shit.
Keep in mind, guys, you need to keep him alive long enough that he can have his power drained. If he dies beforehand, well, you're out of luck there. He is not looking good right now. That's going to bring us to Wrath's turn. All right, Wrath is going to turn to look at probably you, Stan.
Mm-hmm.
He says, Stan, I'm going to need you to help me here. You are the one who's been here the longest. You are the one who believes in the cause and what we are doing. I need you to roll a test for me, as he is going to attempt to mind control.
All right, here we go.
So you need to roll me a
Please say
willpower. It is willpower.
I have a +7 to that.
He has a slightly worse mind control level, but I rolled
All
a
right,
6
here-
on the die. That is going to be a 12.
Woo! Okay, so I need to get a 5 or a 6 then.
Yep.
Here we go. That's a 1.
Ooh, so that is a total of what?
8.
8.
Yeah.
And I got a 12. So that is a difference of 4. That is going to be a major success. You are mind controlled.
Book.
He has to make a new test after his duration level, so 6 pages.
Oh
is
my
his level.
god.
Are we able to knock him out of the mind control?
You need to break Dr. Wrath's concentration.
Okay, that should be
Okay
doable.
then. All right. And how does spending determination work again on rolls? Do you just get to re-roll or?
There's not a reroll, there is only a +2. I would say like you could theoretically do it now, but it's not going to give you a success. What that's going to do is it might lower how long this lasts.
No, we failed. Dang it. All right.
Okay. So, Stan, you are once again filled with this sense of purpose, this Dr. Wrath, one that the previous Dr. Wrath told you to look out for. This is his son. This is not just a clone of the others. This is one that he raised, and you helped raise a little bit, at least at the beginning. And he is calling for your help. That is going to bring us to Stan's turn now.
Okay. I think Stan. So now I gotta attack my allies here.
You have to at least protect Dr. Wrath here. Getting Loog off of him would be a great start, and convincing everybody else to stop attacking him is another thing.
Yeah, I will attempt to wrestle Loog off of Dr. Wrath.
Is this your most effective method of getting rid of Loog off, is wrestling?
Definitely.
That doesn't sound convincing.
I would say the best. I mean, is Loog asleep?
No.
Loog is not asleep.
Okay, then that is out of the. Then yeah, dream control.
Is Lukas asleep?
Is out of the question here. I would say either using the stunning power or
stunning for
summoning
sure.
more stands.
I think stunning is more of an immediate help, so that is probably what would call to you most.
Okay. All right then. So let's see here. Stunning. I am going to roll a coordination, and Andrew, you need to roll a coordination as well.
I am going to activate a quality here as well. I'm going to activate a quality on you, Loog. Seeing how your stun, Stan, is a pocket full of hard candies and glitter, I'm going to activate Sticky to you, Loog. So you are going to have a -2 to this roll.
Okay.
All right. And could I activate my own quality?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
All right. I'm going to activate Old, and I do this worse.
Okay, I'm going to say that if that is how you want to do it, this is not going to be as a causing trouble. It will work as a you spend determination, not gain it back. It's obviously, Loog, because I activated trouble for you, you can gain 1 determination.
Yeah.
No, I will keep it as it is. We will just roll raw. All right, I got a +4 to this. Here we go. Okay, that is a 6.
And you said coordination?
Yep, coordination. You need to roll 1 too.
7.
7. Okay, so Stan, you fail by 1, which is a failure. So Loog, you are unaffected by the stun.
Hey, what are you doing, Stan?
Dr. Wrath for life.
Lukas, that's going to be your turn.
Yeah, Lukas sees Dr. Wrath doing his mind control powers on Stan, and Lukas pushes down his sunglasses and says, no, points a finger, his little finger gun, and is going to use his power nullification.
Ooh!
The first time it was ever mentioned.
Yeah!
Nullification.
So that's coordination versus coordination.
Ooh, interesting. I believe this would be against Stan, who is under the effect, rather than against Dr. Wrath. Correct?
It just
what is the wording of nullification?
Yeah,
Does it say
actually, I think that would make
stops somebody
sense.
from using the power at all, or is it
It just says
stops an effect?
Completely negates the powers of another within an extended range.
So that would be on Dr. Wrath, basically taking away his mind control period.
Yeah.
So yes, this would be against Dr. Wrath. I'm gonna say it's coordination. I'm gonna give him a -2 to this roll here because I will activate a quality on him, which will be restrained because Spectra has him held down by the telekinesis. So
Yeah.
he has a -2 to this coordination roll here. That is going to be a 7.
I got a 14.
A 14. That is a massive success. You target him with this blast, and it just overwhelms him. Go ahead and roll me an awareness test.
Real quick, if successful, subtract your nullification level, which is a 5, from the target's power levels.
Oh, I see.
Power
Okay.
reduced to 0 or less remains negated.
What is your
for level
nullification
duration.
level?
5.
5. Okay, so that would reduce his mind control by 5. Go ahead and roll me an awareness test.
Awareness. That's a 10.
10. Okay. Let's see what happens here. As you blast Wrath with this beam of energy, you can see it pass through him. This is not really Dr. Wrath. Lucas, you are the only one who realizes that this is an illusion. And the other Dr. Wrath you can now see is on the other side of the room, currently mind-controlling Stan. However, only you have realized this. Nobody else has.
Do you tell us?
Yeah.
Well, Stan, you are still mind-controlled. But yes, you can call out, absolutely.
Boo.
Yeah, hey, that sucker's an illusion.
What?
Back there.
You point to
turn and
the
look.
area, however, you can still not see him. You have to interact with the illusion in some way to disbelieve it and rolling an awareness test each time. The room where Lucas is pointing right now does not seem like it is there. And quite frankly, Lucas could be mind-controlled right now as well. You know that Dr. Wrath has that power. However, illusion is not one that is well known that he even has. And he looks to you, Lucas, and you can hear, again, being the only person who is unaffected by this right now. Oh, Lucas. You've always been a disappointment mentally, but quite frankly, you're shining now.
It's because I'm an empath, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's what I thought.
Hearing that you call this out as an illusion is going to turn to the direction that you pointed with his machine to try and make connection with the real Dr. Wrath. However, he can't see him. And he says, I can't see him. We need to end this illusion somehow so I can actually aim and hit him. He blasts in the area that you are pointing at, Lucas. However, he's going to have a -2 on this roll as he can't actually see Dr. Wrath. That is only going to be a 7 to hit, and Wrath easily dodges with a 12.
Hey, do you want me to point and shoot? Do you want me to do it? We can do a ghost. I can just come behind you and aim you in the right direction.
You can absolutely do that to assist him on his next attack. If you want to use your turn to help boost his, again, this is a teamwork thing, so you could absolutely do that. However, this first attack is going to miss. However, that does give him a roll to see if his awareness can beat this illusion. That is going to be a 8 awareness test, which is pretty good. And he actually does manage to see through the illusion.
Yeah.
Wrath has now seen him. However, the rest of you cannot see him yet. This is going to bring us back to the top of the order as these 2 more of those skip bots float into the room and are now also going to be in combat here. But Pulsar, it is your turn. Top of page 2.
I take aim at the old Wrath illusion, but I don't know it's an illusion. So it's old Wrath.
All right, go ahead and
Old
make your
Wrath.
coordination test, or your power test, and he will roll coordination to dodge. That is a failure. I got a 7.
That's a 13, baby.
Oh my
That
god.
is a massive success there. So go ahead and let me know what the damage is. That's a full success, so you are doing
7.
full damage. 7 points of damage, and go ahead and roll another awareness test.
Okay, that's an 11.
11. That is enough to see through the illusion. You now know where Dr. Wrath is.
Hey.
There we go.
I see you now, you tricky bitch.
Do you, or is this an illusion within an illusion? Inception, baby.
Stop doing jazz hands and get ready for spark hands.
Whoa!
All right.
That was good.
It is CTD's turn. Let's see if he is going to disbelieve this illusion here first. He does not. So he is just going to try and tackle the Illusion Wrath. Let's see if he does that. Again, he's held down, so I'm going to give Illusion Wrath a -2 here. Has a prowess of 6. Actually, that's a 10. So that is probably going to hit. It does. So let's see if he can succeed on that awareness test. Nope. That's still a 2 on the die, and he has only a +2. So he is going to try and wrestle with Loog on the fake Illusion Wrath. That is going to bring us back to Spectra here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try with my telekinesis to either like pull or push him just to like interact with him, like potentially knock him over.
Yeah, you want to like try and force him down to the ground?
Force him prone, yeah.
Yeah, he'll roll. That's another 3 on his strength.
Okay, well.
Nice.
Easy win. 4 on the die for me.
4
Try
on the
not to
die?
click at the same time.
What's the total there?
6.
6. All right. With a 6, absolutely. You force him to the ground. Go ahead and roll another awareness test here.
Great. 10.
10. With a 10, let's see if you succeed. You do. The illusion breaks for you. You can see that Loog is basically wrapped around nothing in his liquid form right now. CTD is also just mostly grappling with Loog at this point. And you can see
hugging.
Dr. Wrath on the other side of the room. Yeah, absolutely. They're hugging.
Aw. How cute. I turn to face real Wrath.
That will bring us to Loog's turn.
Wait, what are you talking about? There's an illusion.
And I'm going to look over to that general area. And does my radar kick up anything?
Yes, I will have you roll radar. And you're going to roll against the illusion, and I'm going to give you a -2, activating another quality of yours, Oafish.
Gotcha. I would also like to invoke my enhanced vision sensory for my super senses.
Yeah, you can absolutely take that as a bonus.
Excellent, so that'll be a +1 as well. So 10.
10. That succeeds with a 0. So here's what it is. What I will say is, with a 0, it usually succeeds with some sort of complication. You do recognize that there is something there with your radar, and you recognize that you are within an illusion here for sure, and you have a more general idea of where Wrath is with the radar, but it's not precise. I will give you instead of the typical -2 to fire in an area that you can't see, it's going to be a -1.
Cool.
Okay. Groovy.
So you succeed. You don't think that there's a Wrath here. You can see that Skip is mostly grappling you right now, but you don't physically see through the illusion just yet.
Do you mean CTD?
Yes, sorry, CTD.
I see Skip.
You see Skip.
I see my sin.
All right, that's going to bring us to Wrath now. Wrath, you see him quickly reach into a bag that he has on him and start putting something together, a piece of machinery, and he pulls out a set of gloves that he activates. Quickly, he is going to force one hand outward, and it blasts out towards you, Pulsar. I need you to make me a coordination test.
Damn.
No.
Okay, I've made the coordination test.
Okay, I got a 9.
I got an 11.
Ooh, that is a success. You can see this beam blast out from his hands as he is trying to nullify your electricity power. However, it just passes right by as you are able to dodge out of the way. All right, that is Wrath's turn. Stan, you are still mind-controlled right now, and you don't see the real Wrath. So you're still trying to protect the illusion right now, technically.
All right. Do I see... Okay, so I need to protect old Wrath.
Correct.
Okay. Do I see new Wrath?
Yes, you do.
Okay, can I attack new Wrath?
Yes, you can. You can try and break that machine.
Wrath.
No. Oh no.
All right. I'm gonna do that. I think my best move would be to try and stun new Wrath.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So he has to roll coordination against you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're both gonna roll coordination.
I got an 11.
You beat me.
All right, New Wrath, seeing you coming,
Nothing
knowing you're
happens.
under control from that mind control, is aware and just kind of backs away, still trying to get around you to shoot that beam at Dr. Wrath and start actually draining his powers. What are you doing? Stan, we have a plan here. What are you doing?
You'll never
mind
be
controlled.
Wrath.
Snap out of it. That'll be Lucas's turn.
Okay, now Lucas knows that the real Wrath's over the other way.
Yep.
He's going to try the nullification again.
Absolutely, you can absolutely
Hell
make
yeah.
that test
Yeah,
again.
yeah. So just the sunglasses down, like no, it's not cool the second time. Fuck
Cycle
you.
the second time.
This is why you are the least cool of the lemonades.
I have to explain my joke.
Flips him off twice.
All right, so he has to roll coordination, correct?
Yes.
All right, he's going to do so. That is going to be a 8 for Wrath.
12.
12.
Ooh,
That
baby.
is what we got last time. That's a difference of 4 here, so that is a major success.
Woo woo.
Yes. So 5 gets subtracted from his mind control ability
5 gets subtracted.
from its rank power. Yeah.
Yes. Bearing in mind, that is going to be mind control that New Wrath does not end up with. Not good for him. Actually, because Dr. Wrath's mind control, how long it was going to last on stand, was based off of his mind control level, 6. You have now reduced that below the amount of levels. I would say it lasts only what his current level is, which is now 1, which we've already passed a single page of Stan being mind controlled. It's gonna snap Stan out of it, but he has very little mind control left at this point.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, Lucas says, I may not be as cool as Dr. Rad from the 80s, but I'm cooler than the old dude in front of me. I messed up while saying that. Fuck it. I'm cooler than you.
How do you have followers?
I think you're cool.
Thank you, Loog.
After Lucas's turn, New Wrath here is ready and can see Dr. Wrath, and he is going to blast out with this draining ray. Let's see if he hits. That is going to be a 7 coordination against Old Wrath's coordination. That is going to be a miss. Old Wrath manages to dodge out of the way of New Wrath's beam and is not able to drain anything this turn here. He's going to call out to you all, just hold him down, prevent him from moving around a little bit too much, and I can start draining him. If we keep fighting him, keep draining his abilities, I'm gonna end up with nothing. That'll bring us to the bots that are flying around. The bots are going to take aim and fire. One of them is going to attack Pulsar, the other one is going to attack Lukas here.
No.
First attack against Pulsar.
Oh,
Go ahead and roll me a coordination test, Pulsar.
okay. I have done so.
I have gotten 8.
I have gotten to 7.
All right, that is going to succeed by 1. It is only going to be half damage here, though, so you're going to take 2 points of blast damage, and it's not enough to stun you. The next one is going to attack you, Lucas. That is also going to be an 8 to hit.
Oh, there's no way it's going to hit me. My coordination modifier is 8. That's an 11.
All right, easily able to dodge
Hell
out of the
yeah.
way of that second one there.
Suck it.
Now, without further ado, we are on page 3 here. Pulsar, it is your turn.
All right. Say it with me, kids. I blast him. You didn't say it. All right, let's try it
I
again.
blast him.
No, hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
You
I
blast
him.
Stan.
All right, good enough. Anyway, blast.
Coordination test. That is going to be an 11 coordination.
I had 2, so that's a 13.
13,
Hell yeah.
that beats it by 2. That is a moderate success here. So again, it's going to be half damage. But as you blast into the real Dr. Wrath here, you can see that singe mark does burn through his uniform, and underneath he has a plate that seems to be absorbing electrical energy. He has an absorption gadget on him as well. With absorption, he can subtract your absorption level from the attack's level. If it reduces the attack level to 0 or less, it has no effect. Okay, and he did have it as electricity. As somebody who works with a lot of tech, he tends to get zapped a decent amount. So go ahead and let me know what the damage is on that. Again, it's half damage from the moderate success, and let's see what we get.
4.
4. All right, so absorption level from the attack's level. So what is your attack level?
7.
7. All right. Let's see what his absorption is because it's a gadget. He has to roll for that. He does get a level 4, so that does absorb some of it, I think. So with an absorption level of 4 and your elemental control is also 4?
My elemental control or energy control is 7.
7. All right. So 3 of that would go through, and he halves that damage down to 2.
Oh, the good doctor with his tinkered toys. It's gonna take more than a few tricks to stop us.
Yes, it certainly is. Stan, why don't you help us deal with that? CTD is still wrestling with the illusionary version of Dr. Wrath. He does manage to hold him with his prowess. He might actually see through it this time. That's going to be a 6 on the die for a total of 8. Let's see if he sees 3. Nope. The illusion is still too powerful. Spectra!
Honestly, CTG, just go run in that direction and go wave fans around over there.
But I got him right over. All right, I'll do that next time, I guess.
I'm gonna go ahead and replay my telekinesis on New Wrath.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So he will roll strength against it.
You mean new old Wrath?
Sorry,
Old
Wrath.
New Wrath.
The old, yeah, real Wrath, real
Wrath.
first Wrath. Sorry,
True Wrath.
I'm just confused. Yeah, that's what I mean. Great.
That's going to be a 7 from Wrath.
9.
9, that succeeds by 2, so that's a moderate success here. Moderate success, the success seeds, you do have him. I'm going to say that with him held like this, yes, he is going to have to try and fight you each time he tries to move and get around. And with a moderate, I'm going to say he has a -1 to his coordination rather than a full -2 that I would give you for a major or maybe even higher for a massive.
Sure.
All right. How does that look, Spectra? Do you have a witty retort?
Well, he hasn't said anything to me just yet, but, gotcha again, bitch.
You didn't have me the first time.
Cry about it later.
Oh, I'll cry over your dead corpses, absolutely.
Oh, freedom. Freedom from
We can get you there.
experience.
Spectra, we can get you there right now if you want. Just stop fighting and we'll get you there.
Not on your terms.
Ooh.
Loog, you are up.
I'm gonna dismount the fake Wrath
Yep.
and just start running towards that wall. Where am I jumping? No one's gonna tell me. I'm just gonna blindly go.
No, hold on. Little
There.
to the left, 30
Okay.
degrees,
All right.
and lock, Loog.
And I will basically jump in the air and kind of just liquefy, so I spread out and just throw a big net on that area.
Okay, roll
nice.
prowess.
Good.
Again, with a -2, I'm still gonna let the...
-2 or -1?
-1, sorry, you're right. -1. That is only gonna be an 8 from Wrath here.
And that'll be a 10 for me.
Ooh, that is a moderate success.
So I'm gonna try to get my affliction to pop off.
So it's a moderate, so it's gonna be half damage.
Yes. Do we want to count that prowess test, like the test I just did, as the prowess test to touch my target?
Correct, that's what that was.
Groovy. Okay, so now whatever your higher strength or regeneration level is, we'll be making a test against you.
Great, he doesn't have regeneration, and he's got baby strength. That's only gonna be a 6.
And that'll be a 12.
Okay, that is a massive success on your affliction.
Hell yeah, dude. That's gonna be 8 points of damage, stamina damage. This ignores damage resistance, but not
Yes.
affliction resistance.
Well, he doesn't have affliction resistance. 8 points of damage. All right. Again, we still have not drained him of any power yet, but he is almost down. He is at 1 stamina left.
New Wrath needs to get on his shit.
He hasn't had a chance to go. You did almost his entire health pool in 1 hit, Luke.
Hell yeah, baby!
Yeah.
I'm just like, his mouth is open. I'm just like forcing my way down his throat and like in his ears.
49 New Wrath is like, stop trying to kill him. I said just hold him there.
Whoops.
After Luke, it is Wrath's turn again. using those gauntlets that he has, he is going to attempt to make an adjustment on them real quick, and he is going to try and give himself the ability to fast attack. That is going to be a 10 on gadgets, which is plenty to give him an 8 or a 5 fast attack, which is what he was shooting for.
Can
so that means, can you what?
Can I pop a quality off on someone else's turn?
Possibly. What are you trying to do?
I was going to invoke Sticky.
I'll allow you to do it because I think it makes sense here. What I will say is that when you blanket him over, you got some of your gunk inside the gauntlets, and rather than giving him fast attack 5, he'll have fast attack 3.
Okay, sounds good to me.
So it's slightly less effective than he wanted it to be. And then he is going to attempt to attack you 3 times, Luke.
Very understandable.
I was worried.
So prowess test. Go ahead and roll me 3 prowess tests. 11 on the first one.
Only be a 9 for the first.
Okay, so that's a moderate success on the first one. Next one, that's only a 6.
So that'll be an 11.
All right, that's a miss on the second. And that's only a 7 on the third.
And that's a 9.
All right, so you're going to take 2 points of damage as he manages to hit you once with those gauntlets, but misses you 2 other times as you are able to use your more liquid shape to dodge and avoid. Can't you just sit still?
Ow, don't do that. Stop.
None of you understand. None of you understand what I'm doing. Do you think he has any better ideas than I do? I'm the one who actually has lived a goddamn life. He's just a piece of meat from a tube.
That's a lot to say when you're also a piece of meat from a tube.
A piece of meat from a tube who's actually lived a life. I was created as a child and was raised up to have actual lived experience, not just implanted in my goddamn mind like that one.
Once a tube meat, always a tube meat.
Exactly, tube meat.
You're all tube meat as well.
I know I'm not.
It's a different
Fuck
kind
you.
of tube.
Fuck you.
I'm emphatically not a tube meat.
All right, you're all right,
true.
Pulsar.
That is
I'm not
true.
doing it either. What? Come on.
Stan, you're up. You were tube meat. Stan, you're up.
Luke, you might be tube meat. We really don't know. Okay, so
Loog is
how
Pillsbury tube
close
meat.
is the other Dr. Wrath to being dead? The old Doc Wrath.
He is very close. One more hit will kill him.
Okay, cool.
Or at least knock him out, I should say. Because technically, to die, you need to have all your strength
We can
drained.
curb stomp
which
him.
you theoretically
All
could
right.
very easily do because he only has 2 strength.
I'm gonna use martial arts, and I'm gonna headbutt him.
Ooh, okay, prowess roll. Let's do it. You get a +1 from your martial arts.
+1 from
He is
martial
going to activate a quality here as well.
Okay.
He's going to activate, let's go with Super Genius. He's got a thick, large skull.
All right, and remind me again, do I need to spend determination to activate my qualities? Or
Yes, you
can
do.
I just... Okay, then.
That is going
And when
to...
when can I decide that? Do I have to decide that before I roll?
I'm going to let you decide it before I tell you if it's a success or failure, but you can do it after you roll.
All right, then I'm gonna roll first.
I don't know if that's technically the case or not, but...
Okay, then. I got... man, I rolled well. I got a 10. I don't know if I want to... I'm gonna let it ride. Or
All
sorry,
right.
that would be an 11 actually.
11.
Yeah.
All right. Because he activated a quality, giving him a +2, he got a 12. I rolled a 5 on the die. He has 5 prowess.
But that's still half health, right?
No,
Not
it's a
half damage?
failure. He got a
is that right,
12,
failure?
Sky got an 11.
Oh, it's 0.
0. You hit him in the head.
Even with my holding him down?
Yes, holding him down. So he got hit, but again, it's prowess. His ability to dodge with coordination is reduced because you were holding him.
Right. Okay.
But the headbutt connects. Again, I said I was using the Super Genius Thick Skull Big Head to give him that boost there.
I see.
All right, that'll bring us to Lukas.
Throw a rock at him.
Yeah.
Or you could just wait and let me shoot him, goddammit! I want to get something out of this!
I'll blind him with
Okay, yeah.
the glory of lemons. I'm doing so bad today. Wow.
Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing.
Shut up! And he's gonna lift up his shirt to show his 6-pack abs so I can see into the future as they glisten and blind him with
Oh, he's
dazzle.
so hot. Fuck!
So,
Okay, what do I roll
coordination
for that?
v coordination.
Oh, coordination, great. He's got a -1 to that for the hold, but that doesn't matter. I rolled a 1, so that's only going to be a 6.
Oh, I rolled a 10.
All right, that is a massive, or a major success, excuse me, on that.
So now he's blinded for many a page. Let me scroll back up. Come on.
It's not going to matter. This is going to be the last round, probably.
Okay.
So you lift up your shirt and blind him again, just like he forces his head away, trying to avoid looking at it. He's like, oh, shit, that's why he has the followers. With that, it's going to be the bot's turn one more time here. They are going to blast out at Lukas and Stan this time. First one on Lukas. That is going to be a 9.
It's a 14.
All right, you succeed and dodge out of the way. And the other one against Stan is only going to be a 5. Coordination, Stan.
That is a 7.
All right, you easily dodge out of the way as well. At this point, New Wrath aims again and fires. Let's see if he connects here this time. That is a much better roll. That is going to be an 11, and I get a -1 on my dodge here. He fails. So we have a massive success here on New Wrath, connecting that beam. You can see some of that energy being pulled out of him, and it looks like the last bit of his mind control has been pulled out, but there are still other powers in there. He still has his illusion as well, which is going to continue to be drained from him as this progresses on. We'll go to the top of page 4 here. Pulsar.
Yay!
If you all want to work together to just try and restrain him here, again, we can do a combined effort to just hold him down so that he can continuously be drained and we can end the combat. Or if you want to just knock him out here too, that's totally fine as well. But he theoretically could die if you hit him too hard.
Team.
Time for a team up?
No, I mean,
A team
All
up.
out attack.
I'm just asking.
I think it's time.
It's time.
It's time.
We got
It's
this.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time, baby.
If this isn't the perfect time to use the team quality, get him. I don't know what is.
Well, I mean, yes. We could do that. But
Oh no, feel free to take it however you want there, Seth.
we're not going to use that team quality just yet, but I am going to energy blast Dr. Wrath
Okay.
with as much force as I can muster.
Ooh, all right. He has the negative to coordination right now to dodge this, and he rolled a 1, so that's only going to be a 6.
It's a 13.
That is a massive success. What I'll say with that massive success is you are also going to override his absorption of electricity, just destroying that machinery that he had on his chest. So all of your damage is going to go through here.
I start hovering and absorbing. The lights start flickering, and the power starts seeping. A yellow crackling electricity just starts going across my entire form, and I just, in such grace, gesture towards him. And as the sound amplifies and the air is filled with the scent of burning ozone, I just say, there's a new game afoot. And I blast him.
You blast him. He
metal.
just fully gets electrocuted in shock, starts shaking, and falls to the ground. You can see the beam that is being blasted at him by the new Wrath slowly starts pulling more and more energy out of him. You can see it filling up slowly with his gadgets power first, and then even more so with that illusion power. And as the machine fully fills with those fluids, that liquid form of power. Yeah.
Before that happens,
Is it my turn next in the initiative?
Yep.
I would like to turn my telekinesis to New Wrath
Ooh. Okay.
and hold
You're
him.
gonna try and hold him in place?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I like where this is going. Go ahead and roll strength. He has better strength than Old Wrath.
I pretty good strength.
That is going to be a 9.
I also got a 9.
Okay, so it succeeds at a cost. What I will say that cost is as these powers are being drained. Are you doing this like before he's finished? Again, because I was like narrating a decent amount of time with it filling up. Are you doing it while he only has a little bit, when he's almost full?
It's pretty much as soon as Pulsar.
So right away.
I'm turning and just
okay.
holding him down.
Yeah, we're activating our team ability.
You do succeed on holding him.
Okay.
However, as you do, he turns to you and the beam hits you.
No.
What I will say that means is this beam is meant to take all powers, even those from technology, and it is going to start draining your abilities here as well.
Okay.
So we'll get to that on his turn. How much is going to drain from you, but it is focused on you at the moment. That will bring us to Loog if we're going to stay in the order, because that's what it seems like we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to invoke our team quality of get 'em.
Get him.
What do you want to use that for here?
We're going to pan to a panel saying roughly 3 hours ago.
So this is a retcon, okay.
As we're all standing around Stan, eager and interested in what he has to say.
When I first started working with the original Dr. Wrath, he didn't go by that name. I don't even remember what he went by, but he chose that name because of the emotion it evoked. I've watched these children, these fakes, run around, run amok, and not a single one of them has lived up to the name.
And I hold up the Minion of the Year 1956 ring, and I turn it in that flashback. And we watch as I activate the transformation power human and take on the form of Dr. Wrath.
I think it's time to remind people what wrath really means.
And I think we go back to that moment.
Oh my god.
And there's a Dr. Wrath staring across the cafeteria at him.
That is so fucking cool. Sky, I'm pretty sure you're full on determination here for the most part, but give yourself another determination. I'll give you All right, that was your retcon, Luke. Is there anything else you want to do? The activating equality isn't in action.
Oh shit, you're right, it's not. I'm just gonna fucking football tackle the guy.
Yeah, go ahead and make prowess. Again, he's held down right now. I'll give him a -1 again. That's an 8.
That's a 12.
All right, that is a major success there. Go ahead and what's your strength? That's going to be damage to him.
I have a strength of 5 plus my aura of 5.
Right, so that's going to be 10 total. Let's see how that looks here.
And the aura does invoke slow recovery.
That is his stamina. It's 10.
Oh my god!
It's very hard to have more than 10 stamina. So you just absolutely tackle him, just fully enveloping him, giving him that aura. He starts choking on it, like goo starts coming out his nose, out his ears and everything as you fully envelop him, and he falls to the ground. The machine is still on, it's still whirring, and you have both Wraths down now.
Oh shit!
As you stand here in the cafeteria with the Wraths down, with Stan now in his new Wrath form, you hear a cough come from old Wrath. Blood spews out of his mouth, and he reaches into his pocket, pulling out one final gadget, one that he did not make. The remote detonator from Spectra's pocket.
Oh, what?
And he presses the button.
No.
You hear this loud explosion that goes off, and the whole base starts turning to the side as it starts to fall down. You have a limited amount of time here to either get out or fix the problem. We're going into a pyramid test here.
Whoa!
Oh! What do we want to do here?
Can we start by me putting my foot through his throat in anger?
Could I say one thing before you do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Stan, or now Wrath, leans down with his own face and he just goes,
The original never relied on cheap tricks to get me to do what he wanted.
and then Pulsar curb stomps him.
Absolutely. I love it. No response. The ship is going down. What are we doing here, guys? We have, let's call it 3 pages. This is a pyramid test. So that means we need to get a certain number of massive successes within that 3 pages to succeed in our task. I'll say with our saving the base, this is going to be slightly more difficult. You're going to need a total of, within those 3 pages, 5 massive successes. That's a lot.
Jesus.
We're going down pretty fast. If you want to just try and get out, it'll be 2. That is just going to save you. It's not going to save any of the tech. It might, some of the henchmen might be saved. The powered ones probably have a chance of surviving, especially CTD here. But which one do we want to try and go for?
I think we gotta save this place.
We gotta save the
worked
base.
too hard.
We gotta save the base.
So, remember how pyramid test works. I'll do a reminder for everybody because we didn't really do one until, episode 1, 2 of the show here. So, with a pyramid test, you need to hit a certain number of massive successes, beating a difficulty. In this case, I'm going to say that difficulty is going to depend on what you are trying to do specifically to help save the base in this case. And I'll tell you before you roll it so you know what that difficulty is going to be. We have 3 pages to do it. So that means everybody gets 3 actions to do so before this base hits the ground there. I'm not going to worry too much about getting to locations that you need to get to in order to do things. Like obviously getting down to the engine would take a lot of time. That's going to be the time that the base is falling down at this point. So we're not going to worry that much about that. So, again, we're going to need 5 massive successes. A moderate success bumps up to a major success, and a major success will bump up to a massive success if you get 2 of them. So each one will bump up 2 successful moderates, make a major, 2 successful majors, make a massive. And we need 5 massives. So, let's go ahead and just start at the top of the order here rather than where we were in that order. Pulsar, you're going to be the first one up here.
I am going to activate a quality composed.
Yeah, that's very appropriate right now, I'd say.
And then I'm going to go to one of the I guess it would be one of the regular PA systems / security features in every room. And with a crackling hand, you just see wires kind of interface with it in a new way. And my other hand becomes a microphone for the true Dr. Wrath.
Oh, hell yeah. And
I'm going to suggest that you, Dr. Wrath, make an announcement, an emergency announcement that a hero attack has struck the anti-grav and all engineers should go to the anti-grav room to help Spectra with realigning our core.
I like this. What I'll say is if you want to use teamwork here, I'm not going to count this against Stan's turn, but this sounds like a teamwork thing. So Stan, you and Pulsar can roll. What do you want to roll for this, Pulsar? Are you going to roll your energy control? What are you rolling for this?
If you'll allow me to roll energy control, I would like to roll that.
So what I'll say is, Pulsar, you can roll energy control. Typically with a combined effort, you're rolling the same thing. Obviously, Stan, you don't have that. So what I will have you roll instead, I'm going to have you roll willpower. You are forcing the will of Dr. Wrath on all of these other henchmen to get them to do what you want. So Stan, you roll willpower. Again, I'm going to say this difficulty is going to be a little bit different for the 2 of you as well. Again, this is not typically how this works, but I think it's flavor-wise works. So for you, Pulsar, to connect to every PA system in this, that's going to be a difficulty of, let's call it 6. Stan, for you to convince everybody in Dr. Wrath's own voice to do this, that this was a horrible attack that happened, I'm going to say that's only a difficulty 4.
Okay, amazing.
If you succeed, Stan, you basically give Pulsar a +1.
Oh, okay.
So this is not. This is just for one massive success overall as a teamwork thing, but it's not going to count against your turn.
Okay, yeah, Stan chimes in on the mic.
And it's just like, attention base, we have been attacked. But worry not, for we are a force of nature. We are the tide that cuts the rock. We are the wind that bellows the trees. We are wrath incarnate. Go now, engineers, to your posts. Head engineers to the gravity rooms. Men, man your station. We will overcome this, for there is nothing that could stop wrath.
And then I am going to roll willpower.
Yep, go ahead and roll willpower.
That is a 10.
A 10. That is a massive success in itself, so Pulsar, you get a +1.
Okay, and I activated a quality that gives me a +1 too, right?
Quality gives you +2.
Oh, +2. So it's an 8 total.
8 total. I said it was a difficulty 6, so that is going to be a moderate success. All right. After Pulsar, that's going to be Spectra's turn.
So just to resolve that, because the beam landed on me, it said you were saying that I was taking some of my power.
It didn't have enough time.
away.
Luke took him out way too fast.
Hell yeah.
Cool. So I don't know how this would work necessarily because I want to combine a movement power and a power, but I would like to phase ray myself and fly over to the gravity room.
If you want to use those powers, again, you getting there faster is going to help more. So
That's what
if
I'm
you want to roll
thinking.
one of those powers, you can't roll both because we're only doing one roll here. But you get to choose which one you want to roll.
Yeah, I just shoot myself, so I don't know, what I would roll to make myself phasing. Maybe flight, maybe like a coordination to get there. I don't know.
I'd say flight to get there because
Flight or
you're already
coordination.
phasing.
Either one works, yeah.
You're already phasing, so flight is just for the speed of getting there.
With this, again, because you are phasing through it, I'm going to give you a lower difficulty here rather than giving you an increased effort.
Cool.
I'm going to say that this is going to be a difficulty 5.
Sure. So then would my roll be like a coordination then?
What is your flight rank?
My flight rank is 4.
So we'll do a coordination flight, so with a lot of powers, they can limit each other. Since you're mostly falling here, though, I'll say coordination is fine by itself. Typically, though, I would have that be coordination flight. You roll whichever's worse, because that is what you are fighting against, is your weaker one. But I'm fine with just coordination.
The difference is negligible anyway.
Fair enough.
Cool. So I got a 9.
9. That is going to be a major success here.
Yeah,
here we go. 6 to get a massive, but we have 1 major, 1 moderate right now.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm just going to start directing whoever shows up.
Absolutely. That'll bring us to Loog here.
Luke eventually gets to the actual, gravity control room.
Sure.
What's that situation looking like right now?
The engineers are starting to really all file in at this point. If you don't have any special way of getting there already, Spectra's already starting to coordinate them as best she can. She doesn't have necessarily the most knowledge on this piece of equipment itself, but using the expertise of these engineers, they are working well together.
I do know what I did in that room, though.
Yes, that's true.
So is there structural damage?
There is structural damage. On top of that, the emergency systems are held tightly by Lukas's binding, and there's no steering mechanism.
Okay, I'm going to use my quality of amorphous to stunt myself to basically work as a support beam to help kind of pull everything back together.
Okay, so amorphous will give you a +2 to this roll. That sounds like it's probably, if you're trying to support something, it sounds like it's probably strength.
No, yeah, so yeah, I'm doing a stunt specifically for the advantage. So that would be...
So if you're using it as a stunt, I don't believe it gives you the +2 advantage.
Yeah,
So
no, it won't.
this is going to be a difficulty, I'm going to say, 5.
So it'll be 12.
12. That is a massive success. Amazing.
Yeah.
So with a massive success, you easily are able to hold some things together, even pull it closer towards where it needs to be, and they immediately start welding that piece back into place. All right, we have 1 moderate, 1 major, 1 massive success here right now. Moving on to Stan's turn.
Okay, man, do I want to motivate crew again, or I have the remote access to steer?
That's true.
the ship, I could just try and stabilize it. What is gonna be more useful?
With the remote to start stabilizing, I'd say that's kind of a coordination driving test, if that helps.
I am going to use I have such good willpower, though. It might be better to try and... Does somebody else want to take the controls for the ship?
I can do it.
All right. I toss that to you.
Yes.
It's just an Xbox controller. No, it's the Lenovo controller. And then I get back on the mic and I rally the crew again.
Absolutely. This sounds like another willpower test. I'm going to call...
Yeah.
What are you trying to get them to do this time?
I am just trying to motivate them to work harder, to save this ship. It is not a lost cause. We can surmount anything. You know, basically just work harder.
We'll bump it up to a difficulty 5 here. Now that the shock of the initial crash has kind of gone away, you're just trying to like motivate them and get them to work harder. That's just going to be a little bit harder of a check here. So difficulty 5.
Okay then. I get I get a 12.
All right, that's another massive success here. That's 2 out of the 5 that we need at this point. As you get on the mic and start motivating the henchmen down in the control room where that gravity well is, but you can see everybody start working a little bit harder. You can see them working together more fluidly now as well. You've seen these henchmen in the past. They can be very bumbling. It takes a good leader to actually get them to work well, and it seems like the new Wrath is doing a better job at that. That is going to bring us to Lukas and the bottom of page 1.
You got this, Lukas.
Yeah. Lukas adjusts his sunglasses, goes, everyone, I need you to turn it down. Road safety. I'm going to show all of you why I passed my driving test first time around. All right, 10 and 2. Just the side view mirror. There are no side view. How does this work?
You can make me a coordination test.
Sweet. If it's just a control, how is this control
Now's
work?
the time to activate qualities as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
activate all the qualities you want. Spend that determination.
I'm going to activate. Oh man, I've got Nepo Baby, Burnout, and Fashionable. Ooh. Can I? Because you gave me a temporary one. I think it was just horny.
I did give you that one.
Yeah, I'm going to use horny because I want to impress Slapshot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, that one probably would have worn off, but because I forgot to tell you that, sure, go ahead and activate that, spend a determination, and give yourself a +2. If that's what you want to do with it.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Be like, Slapshot. Watch this. And then coordination.
You got this.
This is gonna. I think I said it's difficulty 5, probably.
Oh, that's a 10 plus 2 for 12 total.
That's another massive success. Massive success. We're at 3 already at the end of page 1 out of the 5 that we need here, guys. We are so very close. As Lukas, you managed to grab onto the Xbox controller and start righting the ship a little bit. It was falling at a faster rate. You've kind of slowed that down a little bit, getting yourself ready. You're avoiding some of the mountains here at this point as you are still descending. That's going to bring us back to page 2 and Pulsar's turn.
Yay. Ooh, okay. Where do we want to go now?
Go.
How can I help?
Maybe plug directly and become the ship.
Become the ship.
Become the ship.
Upload your files to the ship and become the ship.
That'd be fucking
I am
sick.
become ship.
You are the
That would be
ship.
sick.
Destroy your
Part of the
worlds.
ship, part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the
Part of the crew, part of the ship.
Ship.
Get away, mouse.
I think I'll go straight to the ship's core,
Okay.
where people are already kind of congregating and like moving around and quickly trying to diagnose and patch. And then I'm going to I would like to interface with the core.
Ooh, okay. You press a hand up against the core, your wires and energy just connecting with it, becoming one. You can see that the core itself has kind of started to drain a little bit. Even giving it some of your own power there will help this immensely. What do you want to roll here?
I would like to roll post-cognition.
Post-cognition. To what effect?
I want to see the beginning of this core.
Yes, I am here for that. Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
I'm going to call this, because you're going so far in the past here, I'm going to say this is going to be a difficulty of 6.
It's all right. Easy. You got
Can
this.
I still use compose?
You can use that again. You got to spend another determination, but you can absolutely do it.
Yeah. No, you
Okay.
can push.
Or would it be better to say focused, because that's another quality.
I think focused to like shift through all of the different, like the entire history of this core, I think that might be a little bit better.
Okay. 7.
A 7. Okay, a 7's a moderate success. Because we already had a moderate success, that's going to disappear and make a major success. Because we already had a major success, that's going to disappear and give us our 4th massive success.
Oh, you love
Nice.
That's
Nice.
like a
You
nice Balatro combo.
Connect
Nice.
into the history of this core. You sift through its entire creation, not from when Dr. Wrath purchased it, not even from when Gatorlegs had it, but from when its very first hero had it, the Butterfly Man. You connect to that and the power of the butterflies that were initially used to power this as they fluttered within the glass there was what really caused the base to fly in the first place. And you are channeling that energy into the core to give it even more power from what those butterflies ever could do.
Child of energy, your metamorphosis is now complete.
All right, we need one more massive success here, and it's
Guys,
Spectra's turn.
Got
Cool.
this.
What I was thinking for my turn is basically using my phasing ray to help shift pieces into place. Like, you know, when you're trying
Yeah.
to get something, God, I wish it could just go through the other piece. Well, that's
Rather
what
than
I would
go
like to
around it,
solve.
absolutely. You're going to speed everybody else's process up a little bit here. Yeah, so I think the overall effect of this might theoretically be lower. So I'm going to give you a higher difficulty to basically show, like, this is you could help out a little bit here, improving people's speed, but it's not a direct correlation to fixing this up. So I'm going to say this is going to be a difficulty 7.
Okay. Incredible. An 8.
An 8. That is another moderate success here. That's not nothing. Again, a
Not
moderate success
nothing.
became a major success just on Pulsar's turn there. So you are able to blast different pieces of furniture, different debris that's in the way to make people's lives easier as they maneuver their way around this section of the base, trying to fix everything up. That's going to bring us to Loog's turn.
It's still in this form. I think I'm just gonna continue trying to like pull everything together to make things easier for everyone.
All right, what do you want to roll for this?
I guess strength would make the most sense, right?
Sure. I'm going to say doing the same thing. It's going to be, again, probably a difficulty like 6 this time.
Okay. Can I still add my fluid form power to that?
So you're rolling strength, or you're rolling power. It's not, you don't add anything.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Let me do the power then instead. It's a little higher.
Okay.
9.
9, absolutely. A 9 is going to be a major success here. So the major success and a minor success, even a minor success will get us completed in less than 2 pages here. Stan, it is now your turn.
Let's go.
Incredible.
Finish it up, baby.
I feel like we're gonna do one final speech to the crew, basically.
All right. Again, it's going to get a little bit harder as you are trying to purse them just with words on several different occasions. The difficulty is going to go up again, this time to a difficulty 7.
We have a +7. We cannot fail.
Let's see it.
Yeah, I think Stan Wrath gets on the microphone and he starts talking to the crew again. And he says, "We are unstoppable. And I could already see it. The base rising on the horizon. And it's time to bring things back.
It's time for a little old school rules.
And that
Yeah.
is going to be a 9.
A 9 is
Damn.
going to be a moderate success, gets bumped up to a major success, gets
Hell
bumped
yeah.
up to a massive success.
I get on top of my desk and say, "Oh, Ratston, my Ratston!"
Oh, Ratston, my Ratston.
That was enough effort. That was a great speech. It gave one henchman enough energy to rip apart the binding of that safety switch that Lukas had previously put there. He flips that switch, fully writing everything back, and the whole thing does orient itself properly and manages to stay in the air. You have defeated both of the Wraths, initiating your own to take over this base. You have saved the base. You've saved the henchmen. What does life on the base look like for each of you as the new Dr. Wrath has taken his place? Let's start with Seth.
I am going to take over management, not R&D, but management of new technologies and governance of all electrical interfaces. I'm going to start in the hangar. We're in the hangar, and I've got a bunch of like engineer and mechanic henchmen with me, and I'm like, all of these lifeboats are insufficient. You must patch the seemingly strange holes that have appeared in their fuel lodges. Do not ask how they got there. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I can totally do that, man.
Good. Why are you still standing here?
Oh, right, sorry. Instantly starts getting to work. Lukas, what does life on the base look like for you?
Lukas has taken charge of designing the new henchman uniforms,
Yes.
new logo, and also fixing up the interior design.
And did you manage to take down the rest of your siblings at this point? After a certain amount of time?
Oh, actually, that's what's happening tonight.
Ooh.
Tonight
Alright.
is the night. You see, tonight is the night that I may have paid some hooligans to go and egg their base. Except those eggs have been replaced with explosives. So when they crack, it's kablooey.
Courtesy of Grungor.
Courtesy
right
of
there.
Grungor.
Yeah, that's classic.
Their vehicles, those brand new Subarus. Nope. Gone.
Those yellow Subarus.
Those yellow Subarus, gone. Their homeowner's insurance gonna skyrocket.
Oh no.
Their lives, hopefully forfeit. I don't know. It depends on if these little shits get scared and run off or not when they discover the eggs are actually bombs.
I think they enjoy it. The kids
Okay.
throw the eggs through the windows. There's an explosion. They start laughing. They start throwing them throughout. You can see your brothers and sisters making their way out of their shared home. They still live with mom and dad, by the way.
Oh yeah, yes.
And they are like trying to chase the kids out, but are like hesitant because they're threatening to throw the grenades at them. So yeah, I think it goes pretty well.
Yeah. And then I use my binding powers to seal off any and all exits, as there are more explosions inside from the timed egg bombs, and it slowly goes. Bad things happen.
Bad things happen. I love it.
Bad things happen. Oh, also, it ends with him making out with a slap shot.
Nice.
Poor Pulsar. Let's jump over to Loog.
I like to imagine these are all kind of like connected as, you know, the panels are running through. And as those parents are mortified, it starts panning over to their TV, where we see Loog wearing sunglasses, just blasting the saxophone on the Arsenio Hall show. Just fucking crushing it. Everyone's cheering and clapping. There are a bunch of kids in the front row with "We Love Loog" shirts on.
There's a sign that says he's not disgusting, and another one that's like, actually, I like Loog.
I think Stan is in there with a gun to the producer's
He's never done an
head.
apology video.
Yeah.
And now we pan over to Spectra.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So I think for as much as old Dr. Wrath helped me, he never really saw the value of my research and was actually blocking the final steps to properly finishing my research towards emulating a spectral experience. So with Stan Wrath's help, I finally finished that those projects and made it so henchmen can become ghosts effectively. And then I set out on this mission where basically what we do is we go into hospitals, and then as people's loved ones die, ghosts appear out of their bodies and terrorize all of the innocents mourning their lost loved ones. So that's what we do now.
That's what we're doing. We're doing old school things. We're throwing
Go for
eggs.
the innocent and the depressed.
Why do we keep buying these?
It's better than Subway.
Oh my god.
And finally, Stan.
Yeah, I think Stan as the new Wrath really looks out for the henchmen while also keeping them in line. There's definitely a more openness to suggestions, to ideas, to people branching out, to weird research that really isn't going to result in much, but he still wants to see what happens because, you know, who knows what the byproducts are going to be, as well as a lot more old school, tying people to train tracks, robbing banks, like a big Zeppelin. You know, a lot more like old school, like villainy kind of tactics to it.
Mustache twirling.
As well as I think Stan does away with all the clones. I think it's a bit of a somber moment for him, and maybe he even takes care of that solo. But he fully gets rid of all the clones. He takes on the mantle of Wrath. I think there's even I think Stan would probably take on an apprentice. And I don't know if Lukas would be open to that. But I think you would be the first person that Stan would approach.
Heck
As much as Stan believes that he is immortal, he now sees this as a title that needs to be passed. And I think his story ends on a retcon there, and it's him as a young man, and it's with the original Dr. Wrath. And I think they're just like looking out over the top of a Zeppelin as like, it's like there's a big like balloon carrying a bunch of gold flying past. And I think that original Dr. Wrath says something along the lines of, you know, you would make a good Wrath. And I think that's where that like scene ends for Stan.
Heck yeah.
And with that, we close the comic book, the issue, the volume of Hench, and maybe there'll be a volume 2. But for now, that is the end of our story. Thank you so much for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Oink, oink.
Oink, oink.
Oink, oink.
Oink.
Thank you so much to Mika McIntosh for joining us on our wonderful Hench adventure.
Thank you for having me.
We'll give Lukas a platform to plug, but nobody else gets it because it's a final episode.
Oh, April 28th. Cool. I'll have nothing to plug because I'll be getting ready to move. And so May is my no era where I don't do anything.
So then maybe no plug.
Check out Roll D5.
Just take out the plugs. Nobody gets a plug.
I'm in my no era.
That's fine.
No error.
Check out everything going on in Roll D5. ROLE D5.
There we go.
Yeah, roll D5.
Yeah. Oink, oink.